Speaking of playing cards, I truly believe that it's Jared Leto's Joker who is Zack Snyder's ace up his sleeve. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why. But yes, Zack Snyder's Joker is almost here. Last week, he gave us his card. Today, we got in-focus pictures in Vanity Fair. And on Sunday, you'll see him very briefly, but meaningfully, in the final trailer for the Snyder Cut. And he'll speak! Again, it'll be brief, but it'll be worth it. He's used very, very well in the entire film. Don't worry, half of this video is spoilers, and I'll tell you when the spoilers start. Now, and I can discuss those spoilers because the Vanity Fair article reveals them. You know, I've known some of this stuff beforehand, but, you know, it's a fine line to walk. Just ask Tom Holland, right, who's made some headlines today trying to protect, you know, reveals. As I said, it's a fine line. But now that Vanity Fair has made them fair game, I will talk about them, but I will label them as such. But please be, you know, when you're discussing anything that I say on social media, please label it as a spoiler if you want to share it, because we know you want to protect everybody has a different idea of what's the ideal viewing experience for them. So I want to add something to this conversation now, in addition to my thoughts on the pictures and some stuff that I know about the story elements. But I want to talk to you about the business elements here, because I know a lot of you would like to see the Snyderverse continue beyond March 18th, and the film does set up a path forward. But while to date, most of you have been focusing on continuing with Batfleck, and I don't blame you. I'd love more Batfleck, and we're going to get more Batfleck in Flashpoint. But right now, Ben Affleck is considering that his goodbye. But if you really want to succeed in getting more Snyderverse, I'm telling you very clearly, the most likely path forward is Jared Leto's Joker. Remember how I told you in November 2019 that this was the time to tweet about the Snyder Cut? And sure enough, that led to it becoming greenlit by HBO Max? Well, now, based on what I know, I'm telling you that Jared Leto's Joker is where the Snyder Army needs to focus to have the most likely success going forward. It's still going to be an uphill battle. But I mean, if you guys can get the Snyder Cut to exist in the first place, imagine what other mountains you could possibly climb. Now, I can't tell you everything that I know, but I've been sworn to secrecy. But I can tell you that Leto would not only be open to coming back, but he would be eager to do so with Zack Snyder specifically. It's not like just Jared Leto wants to be Joker again. He likes being Joker with Zack. So, again, that's all I can say for now, but Jared Leto is the key. And remember, Jared Leto's on Twitter, where he tweeted, didn't retweet, he tweeted all 3 Snyder Cut posters. Some of you pointed out that he was the only one to do that. And with his recent nominations for Best Supporting Actor for The Little Things, I don't get that nomination, but it's a gift. That puts him in a really good place with Warner Brothers. Not just, being part of the Snyder Cut and being so well received there as Joker once again, but the studio just likes him overall. Jared Leto is once again a valuable asset to Warner Brothers. So what can we get out of that? And speaking of the studio, I'm hearing that it's not just AT&T and Warner Media, but Warner Brothers itself that is very pleased with all the attention that the Snyder Cut is getting. It is tracking very nicely. As I said from the beginning when they first greenlit it for HBO Max, the Snyderverse could be a Mandalorian or WandaVision level brand for HBO Max. And Warner Brothers is now heavily invested in HBO Max creatively. At the beginning, HBO Max creative film and TV was its own division. But now Warner Brothers and HBO control, HBO proper control the film and TV originals. They're going to go to HBO Max. But they want it to succeed. And this could be a great pocket for, I think, the Snyderverse for sure. So again, it's still a long shot, but it's not impossible. I'm telling you, it's not impossible. And Jared Leto is that, it's like there's a big wall. And I'm telling you that Jared Leto is where you have the best chance of breaching it. All right, so let's look at these pictures of Jared Leto. His mouth looks disgusting, and I love it. It looks so gross. I mean, it looks like not only a smile, but like he just fed. Oh, it's so disgusting. And yes, his Suicide Squad tattoos are gone. It's always a negative. There's always a negative connotation to Snyder Cut coverage, which drives me insane. Because that was the first thing to trend. Oh, his tattoos are gone. You know what? Zack Snyder gives a reason for why the tattoos aren't there in the Vanity Fair article, and we'll discuss that in the spoiler section. And also, in the spoiler section, we'll talk about the additional layer that is part of the costume. This isn't his full look, although that is revealed in the article. So again, we'll discuss it in just a moment. And I've seen it, so I can talk to you about it now. And before we get to those spoilers, I just want to give my basic thoughts on the look. It's hard to look at, which is perfect. I mean, that is Zack Snyder Joker. Joker is a next level villain because, well, he really is to villains what Batman is to heroes. This is so great. I love it. All right, so Joker is supposed to be a true wild card who is capable of doing anything you can think of. But the real horror is that he's capable of doing horrific things you couldn't even imagine. And this look captures that. And I think that I even said in my Little Things review, and many people tweeted this when they saw the movie themselves, that you were like, my God, this is like a Shades of Joker performance. Let's give him another shot. And now Jared Leto has that shot. As for the hospital elements, I loved that they included that in Suicide Squad, and I love that it's been incorporated here because it shows that Joker doesn't fear Arkham Asylum. It's his second home. And the fact that he's embracing the place that's supposed to be his punishment makes him even scarier because it means you can't punish him. There's nothing you can threaten him with. All right, so let's talk spoilers. So the Vanity Fair article reveals, they don't show a picture of it, but they describe it. I've seen the picture. I've seen it still photo. The Joker's final look includes, on top of this, a bulletproof vest adorned with police badges that are his trophies. It looks so good. As I said, it has a video game quality to it. It feels very action-oriented. But and I don't think you're going to see this look in the trailer on Sunday. From what I've heard, it's still very close-up shots of Jared Leto's Joker. So I don't believe they'll give that element away. Although they could now, because it's been described in this article. But with all the discussions we've been having about the police, I like that this adds a political and social layer, speaking of layers, layer to this Joker as well, which doesn't take from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but instead complements it. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker touched upon this as well. And this new reimagining of Joker as an anarchist who is a hero to people crushed by the system. Again, it's in my favorite SNL Batman sketch as well. Well, that's not only fascinating commentary, but it makes Joker a better villain. If to some people he's a hero, that makes him even more powerful. And this creates a situation where it's not Joker bad, Batman good. It's like people have different life experiences, so they view Joker and Batman differently. To some people, Joker's the hero and Batman's the villain. And I think that's really great. SNL should get credit for largely doing this first. But this is a complexity that to me is where DC has always shined. And I love seeing it here because I think, it's just so great. Again, they're two sides of the same coin. And that's why they're stuck in this dance. Oh, I love it. The article also reveals that, yes, as everyone has guessed, this Joker will be part of the Knightmare sequence that Zack Snyder has added to the film. Most of it is all the footage that he shot, back like in 2016. But this is he added a few things here and there, but this is like the biggest thing that he's added, which is the Knightmare sequence. And Zack Snyder revealed to Vanity Fair today that this is sort of a dream sequence where Batman sees what would happen if Darkseid wins. Like, this is what's at stake. And Joker is, I love this description, the ghost of Christmas future, which means he can have meta-type conversations with Batman. That's going to be fantastic. But that's why Joker doesn't have to have the tattoos, because this is a trippy sequence. But at the same time, Joker doesn't have to have the tattoos because this is Zack Snyder's version of him, and Zack can do whatever he wants, period. I mean, the tattoos actually ended up not bothering me. I mean, at first I hated them like everyone else, but I thought that the gang instead of mob depiction of Batman villains, to be more modern, I thought was really interesting. But I don't miss the tattoos either. Quite frankly, I don't think people should be making such a big deal about it. Like, whatever. I'm just excited to see Ben Affleck's Batman and Jared Leto's Joker finally interact in a meaningful way, which is what Zack says in the article that it was his intention. He wanted to give that to fans. And there will be other apocalyptic versions of heroes here too on this team. And I've seen their looks and they look fantastic. You've seen a close-up shot of Deathstroke, and the other one is Amber Heard's Mera. And I won't reveal the details of her look, but it's really great. It's just as good as these other ones. Harley Quinn will not appear, and there will be a brief line describing, explaining why. Zack also goes on to reveal that he's thought quite a bit about Joker and Batman's relationship over the years, specifically what happened with Robin. A lot of those seeds were sown in Batman v Superman. A lot of hints were given. The burn down Wayne Manor, the Robin suit. And so, although the Suicide Squad elements, David Ayer has revealed that Jeff Johns added that in, that Harley Quinn was involved. So, just think about what Zack has done in terms of this relationship for what's probably legit going forward. So there's definitely a lot more story to mine. However, from what I've heard, I will tell you that Leto and Snyder could move forward without Ben Affleck if they needed to. Ben Affleck would be great, but he's not necessary to getting more Snyderverse. So what do you think of these new picks? What do you think of this new info? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. I'll be covering the Snyder trailer on Sunday. I'll be doing a reaction and a full breakdown. So subscribe so you don't miss that. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.